Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to my NXT review. A very jam-packed takeover style of NXT tonight. Big news, a lot of big matches coming up, and a few surprises here and there. But we do kick off the show tonight with two big announcements from William Regal, who kicked off the show as he showed the first big announcement, which was a video package basically telling the next NXT takeover, Stand and Deliver. Probably could have came up with a better name, not the most cleverest names of, takeover, Stand and Deliver. Like, I get it, but it's kind of if you ask me. But basically, the big news is that the next NXT takeover will be a two-night NXT takeover show. Basically, taking over Wednesday on first on USA Network, and on Thursday night when they on the Peacock Network. So NXT will be a two-night, takeover, I should say, will be a two-night event during WrestleMania weekend, basically, or I should be calling it WrestleMania week, but trust me, because it's a long week of shows WWE has planned up for WrestleMania week and whatnot, including the Hall of Fame and WrestleMania, which, they talk about the Hall of Fame today. But the second announcement for NXT was all the women's roster out there, and basically he called Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez to the ring. Yes, they are the Dusty Classic winners, and I know they're sick and disgusted what happened last week, but since, Regal tried his best to fix the whole thing with the title match last week, and WWE is taking too long, and I guess the main roster wasn't going to play ball and whatnot. So basically, now they have new NXT Tag Team Women's Championships. So I feel like it's too many titles in the WWE right now, if you ask me. But hey, if they're not gonna really do anything with the regular ones, I guess it's kind of like we'll just make our own belts and we'll just do our own thing with our own roster. Which I will say, I know it is a lot of women on the roster, but man, I don't know who half those people are on stage. I really did not know who half of those women were. Okay, maybe like the main ones, but some of them I do not know. Okay, but maybe this will give a chance to elevate them now that they have tag team titles to fight for. And, Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez, yet since they are the new champions, they are the best women in this division. We tore through everybody on that ramp, and we're going to be champions for a long time. But Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon came out. Basically, you are the champions, but you need challengers. So why don't you challenge us tonight? Regal basically made the match happen. So now we got three title matches head for tonight's show. So I will say this. Number one, I know a lot of people are expecting, I guess, the Tuesday announcement, since it's been rumored that NXT is supposed to be moving to Tuesdays. I know it hasn't been confirmed, okay? But it's been rumored for the most time now, given that what was the whole NBC Universal thing that's going on with hockey, and I guess USA wants hockey. Basically, it's a business decision and whatnot, knowing that hockey's going to generate more ratings than wrestling, but it never was officially announced yet. Now, I heard there's some problems now, so NXT may be staying on Wednesday. I don't really know the whole case behind that. I just know it was heavily rumored since last week that they were going to be moving to Tuesday nights, but we got no word on that. So, other than TakeOver being announced as a two-night thing, just like WrestleMania, which I will say one little thing about WrestleMania real quick, is that I guess they are letting fans, again, I didn't get a chance to say it on the Raw review, but, hopefully they can make it work. Hey, the Super Bowl did it. They were able to, do their thing at Raymond James Stadium. Hey, if WWE just takes the right precautions and, I don't know, just be safe doing it. That's all I got to say. Be safe doing it. But we'll see what goes on with that. But, yeah, TakeOver and the titles, I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't think they were going to be making their own tag belts, but I'm like, hey, we got enough people. It's not like Raw SmackDown's not doing anything with those tag belts right now. The main roster just looks bad with them. So hey, NXT, they'll do their own thing and whatnot. But the first title match of the night we do kick off with is Eoshary versus Toni Storm for the NXT Women's Championship. Very good match. I'm sure a lot of people are complaining about Toni Storm. I guess her gear, she doesn't have the shorts and everything, but hey, the pants work too, okay? I know a lot of people want to see the thighs and whatnot, but hey, it works either way for me and anybody else. But this was a very good match. I'm almost surprised they didn't do this on TakeOver. Match was a good enough time. Went about over 10 minutes and whatnot. I never really believed Toni Storm was ever going to win this match. I just knew they were gonna just have EO go over, given that it's EO and everything. But yeah, it was still good, but I just never really saw Tony Storm winning this match. Eli Drake was in the back, I guess, cutting a promo until Bronson Reed attacked him from behind. Pete Dunne went against Jake Atlas. Haven't seen him in a while. Good little match. Basically, Pete Dunne killing this guy out here, of course, and putting him into a submission for the win. Pete Dunne got on the microphone and said, anybody ever steps up their game around here, you got to step up to me, because he made a name for himself in the UK, and now he's the best technical wrestler in the world. So I guess he challenged anybody. It's kind of funny though that didn't Pete Dunne end up pinning Finn Balor again, and then they never really went back and looked in on it, and they just kind of, we'll move on to something else. We're just gonna go on from there. So yeah, we're done from that. They had a promo from Imperium. I guess talking about Thatcher and whatnot, since he was part of it. Ring Camp, I believe it's called. So I guess they're trying to see him to join in, or does he have to ask Ciampa if he's gonna allow him in there? Leon Ruff was cutting a promo, basically on Swerve and whatnot, saying it's gonna have a rough landing. Next, the tag titles were on the line with Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez versus Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. Very good match. I liked the match, but I was surprised. I was very, very surprised by who won here. Like I said, very good match, but I did not expect Moon and Blackheart to win the titles right here. I was shocked. I know they had new music when they came out, but I didn't really expect them to. I didn't really expect them to win. Come on, Gonzalez and Kai only had the belts for an hour, which it kind of messes it up if you ask me, because. And I'm going to get to a little bit more of it in a second, but it's like, wow, they beat all these women, even though a lot of these, women's tag teams were kind of made up anyways at the last second. They beat all these people in this tournament. They finally get awarded the titles, and they only have a 1-hour title reign. I don't know what was up with that. So, strange. I was very strange. Like, I was pleasantly surprised. I know my co-host, he wasn't really feeling it. He was just going to half-ass it because he just did not like it. And it was hot-shotting. Let's be honest. It was kind of hot-shotting. I know it was a surprise finish, but wow, you just got new belts and you're already moving them on to someone else. Okay. And then, they kind of show Gonzalez and Kai arguing, which would be kind of a bad idea to break them up, given that they've given this team a lot of time for a while to make them look dominant. I wouldn't see the reason why to break them up. But then Eoshary came in, looked at Raquel Gonzalez and says, I want you next. Okay, so Raquel Gonzalez versus Eoshary coming soon, folks. Most likely a takeover, okay? But as Shotzi and Moon were walking in the back with the tag titles, the roster were congratulating her. Candice Ray and Indy Hartwell looked disgusted. They ran to Giant Gargano, Austin Theory. As you know, Gargano basically talked about the whole therapy last week and basically told Loomis, you need to take out Dexter Loomis next week. Come on, he talked about you and everything, and he doesn't like you and whatnot in the cartoons. And then, Theory just took his shirt off and got pissed off and left. Zia Lee, of course, with Neo out there, and Shang Tsung went against Kaden Carter. Quick match, Casey Catanzaro on crutches and whatnot right now, so she is legitimately hurt. Basically, as the match went on, it ended up in a DQ. Casey used her crutch to start beating up Zia Lee with it. But next thing you know, Boa, or Neo, I should say, got in and threw the crutch down. Next thing you know, Caden Carter ended up knocking Neo there to the ground in as they backed off. And, whatever Boa, or I should say Boa, Neo, whatever Matrix joke you want to make right now. And Zia Lee ended up just going to bow to the Orochimaru. I don't even remember the person's name right there in the whole dark mask and whatnot, okay? Next, which I was very surprised to see here, was the NXT Cruiserweight Champion, or UK Cruiserweight Champion, I should say, Jordan Devlin. I don't really know what's going on in the UK show, so I can't really comment on it that much. But correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't he fired, I heard, back a while ago? Or maybe that was somebody else. I don't know. I could have swore it was... Was he fired from NXT? I don't know. Was he on suspension? You know what? I don't even remember. I just remember being the champion, and then, honestly, I don't remember. Maybe it was just because of the pandemic held him over there. But basically, he's been tired of this Ireland weather, and now since the travel ban over here has been lifted, he's coming to the U.S. and basically take out Santos Escobar and get the cruiserweight title back. So I guess basically we got a heel versus heel thing about to happen. But yeah, I haven't heard about Jordan Devlin in a while, but he is coming back, I guess, to America on NXT, since I guess he must have been over there in the UK and whatnot. So I guess we're going to see who the real Cruiserweight champion is. Um, who do we get next? We got a Zoe Stark video. Yeah, basically says she's happy to be here right now. Legado del Fantasma went against the Grizzled Young Vets. Basically a heel versus heel thing going on. But Legado del Fantasma ended up getting the wins on the Grizzled Young Veterans. Since the Astronauts, we thought it was Brazongo, but it was MSK. And basically, they got the roll-up pin onto the Grizzly Young Vets, but as MSK ended up beating up the Grizzly Young Vets with the astronaut helmets, Brazongo came out. They took out Wild Mendoza. Basically stood tall over there before they went to the next part of the show. So strange, you had a heel versus heel thing going on. What else? They were trying to ask Thatcher about the whole Imperium thing. Ciampa said, you need to reject that offer because, the general over there still oversees Walter. So, are you with me or are you against me? We had promos from Adam Cole and Finn Balor for the title match as the main event happened between Adam Cole and Finn Balor for the NXT title. My friend Steven has even said that, Cole is still wearing his Undisputed Era gear. Nothing different. Basically, he's taking the Roman Reigns approach. As when the Shield ended, he still wore his gear and whatnot. So, basically, since the Undisputed Era is dead, I guess technically, well, it is dead now at this point. He's the one still rocking the gear, the colors, the music, and saying, baby, and all that stuff. Very good match. Very good main event. Some would say it's too many kick-out the finishers and whatnot. But I enjoyed this match. And, of course, you knew Kyle O'Reilly was going to come at one point. Because, Balor, what did Balor go for? Not Balor, but I think Cole had got the last shot on him. And then Cole, Balor kicked out of it then. And then Cole hit him with a Panama Sunrise. But Balor ended up kicking out then right after that, and Balor ended up throwing Cole over the ropes, which then he saw Kyle O'Reilly in different gear with a denim jacket and whatnot, as he just stood and stared at Cole right there as Balor ended up hitting the 1916 onto the floor, threw him back in the ring. Coup de grace, won the match, still NXT champion. O'Reilly basically slowly got in the ring. Balor's like, go ahead at it. Cole just looked at him and was about to beg. He tried to low blow him, but O'Reilly ended up stopping him. He pulled off the Undisputed Era armband right after that, threw it away, and he started attacking Cole, beating the crap out of him. Cole was trying to get away. Referees tried to hold him back as O'Reilly chased him down. Balor was left in the ring then, and basically as the camera was real close on him, he turned around and said, what took you so long? Killer Cross was right there as both of them had to stare down there. And so, yes, it is finally happening, folks. You knew this was going to come at one point, and it is getting closer and closer near WrestleMania time. So, yes, we are getting Finn Balor versus Killer Cross, most likely on whatever takeover night it's going to be, okay? I did like how he said, what took you so long? Basically, some would say a Metal Gear Solid 5 type of reference and whatnot, which was pretty cool, but that was pretty cool. I just kind of showed up over the camera. You can already tell you're going to get Cole versus O'Reilly at TakeOver also, so expect that to happen too. But I knew one way or another that O'Reilly was going to somewhat show up, and he did right here. And we're already moving on to Cross and Balor, so we already know who Balor's next challenge is. Like I said, they just they just had Cross by this time doing other stuff like beat up the cruiserweights and whatnot. But now it's going to be him and Finn Balor most likely to take over. Overall, a great episode of NXT. Very jam-packed, very heavy, very newsworthy from the announcement of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. I still would have came up with a better name for that. But the two-night event being on the USA Network and on Peacock, the new NXT Women's Tag Team titles, which we crown new champions and crown another new champions tonight. So the titles change hands two times in one night, folks. We had, like I said, we changed tag team titles 2 times in one night. We had 3 title matches, the NXT title and the women's title. Just a lot of newsworthy stuff that went on this show. Like I said, a lot of stuff over there. But overall, a very big, enjoyable episode of NXT. I chose NXT to watch first tonight. I got to get the bad taste of a certain explosion out of my mouth. So I think you all know where I'm pointing at. But we'll get into that review soon enough. But yes, big episode of NXT tonight with some big news. All right. Other than that, follow me on Twitter. Comment, subscribe at Hooded Knight 890. Tell me what you think about NXT tonight. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.